Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, and bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144 chosen of the chosen few, and you know who you are, star seeds that you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth, of course, in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than 5D, the place to be. Let's make it happen, Captain. Greetings, greetings, and more greetings to you all. As usual, I bring you the news to infuse, if you so choose to infuse with that light. I'm talking about that light grid activation, and you know you can choose to refuse if you want to, but you will be fried on the grid. Fried, because you're going to be hitting the grid. As a lot of people are right now, especially during these times leading up to the full moon. We're in that window, that ecliptic window. There's a lot with the window, we're in the ecliptic window, but also we're in the window of Pluto being in Capricorn at 29 degrees, the analytical degrees, the ending, the closing out, and the big shakedown, and a lot is falling down. So what I'm speaking to you about now is the soul's technology. Understanding the soul's technology is the best medicine. It is the best medicine that we can have right now during these times as the earth is changing, as the world is changing. I want to say as the world turns, all of that. And where I'm coming from with that is sharing with you what I've been hearing, some stuff that I've been actually hearing a phrase, a repetitive phrase of the world is changing. And it actually came before the phrase. It was kind of like when COVID happened, and there was this constant repeating phrase. And I tend to pay attention to things that are being repeated, because it's the universe is definitely saying something. And one of the phrases around the time of COVID, I remember hearing this same thing everywhere you went. It's like everybody had the same script. That's what I'm hearing, a script. And it was what was it when it just happened? Unfortunately, or sorry for the inconvenience, we are currently closed due to, and whatever the thing, whatever word they use, due to COVID. Let's just say due to COVID, we're currently closed and will be for 14 days. You know, all of them had the same script for about 14 days or until further notice. Everything that was their script for either why they're closed or why they're changing hours. And some businesses never went back. That was their excuse to finally be on a different, script. And I say that to say this. What I'm hearing now is, the earth is changing, the world is changing. And a lot of us are well aware that the earth is changing, especially those that are waking up, especially those that are in 5D, have shift timelines, are still shifting timelines. And the rest of the world is well aware of this. I want to say the powers that were, that their bridges are falling down. London Bridge is falling down. London and all of its constituents and all of its minions, all of its do-gooder minions that work for it under the hands of London, it's all falling down. So what they're doing is they're reforming. And this is something I said about the Neptunian energies, that if we don't change the illusions that need to change, and I'm speaking individually, collectively, all of that, then what's going to happen is, as Neptune shifts into Aries, there's going to be it's going to be this sense of, ooh, this is new. Everything is new now. And it's like, no, it's not. You just reformed. You turned into a transformer, and instead of doing what needs to be done, instead of transmuting, you just changed form, transform. And it looks different. The transformation is not a true transformation, it's a reformation. They just reformed. And through that phrase of hey, the earth is changing. They're aware of that. And so they know these little key words is what I'm noticing. Um, they know if, like, one of the main three things I'm seeing is they're changing. They know about food. They know that, oh, they're changing veganism, or they know about, living. Oh, we want to live eco-friendly. Or they know about money. Oh, the money is changing. The dollars are changing. We're going to do something different. Cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, whatever these avenues are, that they're finding to funnel you through. Well, I'm going to say you, not me. Not me. But through a lot of people, they're funneling, and maybe not necessarily you who's watching, if you are especially if you're one of the third degree, chosen ones. But a lot of people are being fooled by this. And so I say all that to say, please, we have to remember that technology of the soul, our soul's technology, is going to be the best medicine. There's a lot of things out there, and even they're going to utilize holistic medicine and all of that. And I'm not knocking it. It's better than their other medicines, right? It's better than what they've been using. It's better than all the drugs that they're pumping. The pharma, what do you call it? FDA, big pharma, all of them. It's better than that, at least going holistically. But as I always say, even when you use holistic treatments, everything is in the soul. And if you don't change your soul, which I hear and see some people doing, they'll go and get these quick fixes. Oh, I'm holistic and I'm going to do it this way. But they don't keep the regimen. And if they don't keep the regimen, that means that nothing has changed here. And it's not even just about keeping the regimen. Let's say you do a treatment and you never use a regimen, you never use the regimen again. What's going to keep you away from it is doing your soul work. The technology of the soul is very important, and a lot of people are sleeping on that. And this is why I talk a lot about the energy centers. I've always been an energy person, and the more I develop in it, the more I understand and know why. Even when I became a Reiki master, how Reiki came to me, because I didn't go looking for Reiki. Reiki came to me like, look, this is an avenue, because I'm already in that field. I'm already the type of person that is energy and utilizing energy in every way that I can understand energy. Energy speaks. Energy is everything. And so it was understanding the energy centers, right? Before I even knew about chakras, the name chakras, it's just understanding that there are certain points in our body that equal something and mean something and that tell you something. So if you have a certain ailment in the body, this is before I was even looking at chakras, just through metaphysics, because I'm a metaphysician as well. And through metaphysical understanding, there are certain, for example, in one of our metaphysical schoolings, there are 12 faculties of the body, right? And it matches with the 12 disciples. All of that is 12 faculties. And they are faith, love, strength, good judgment, wisdom. Well, wisdom and good judgment is the same thing. Power, imagination, will, understanding, order, zeal, elimination, and life, right? Those are the 12 faculties. And there's a chart that we have where there's one, each faculty is somewhere in the body. So even with the faculties, I use the energy centers as well as with the faculties that I know about, because they line up in the same way. But when you understand that there's an ailment somewhere in your body. So for example, one of the energy centers off rip that I know of is the power. Power is in the throat. So if the throat is out of alignment, if you're having issues with the throat, how are you misusing your power, your voice box, right? Which I have come to know as I started to go into the chakras, the throat chakra. Same thing. How are you out of alignment with your throat chakra? The good thing about the chakras or the energy centers, though, is that it's the doorway into your soul's consciousness. So where in your soul's consciousness are you out of alignment? And oftentimes, this is the work that people don't want to do. This is the work that people run from. So everyone wants a band-aid somehow. So even if the world is changing and people are becoming more holistic and they're saying, oh, I don't want to do the doctors anymore, that's fine. But what they're doing is they're transferring, right, reforming literally the medical doctors and transferring that over into holistic healing. And you're allowing, or you're making holistic healing do the exact same thing that people were going to the hospitals for and going to big pharmaceuticals for. So what you think is going to happen as the world is changing, as the world turns, and those bigger heads that know what's going on, that people want to become more holistic and all of that, and if the holistic way is doing the same thing, as in put on a band-aid, and still not getting here and in here, then they're going to move with that. So as London Bridge is coming down and they're losing grips with their old ways, I mean, very few people are still going to be in that world in that way, but a huge amount of people are moving away from that. So what they're doing is reforming, and they're funneling, and they're finding new ways. So what they're going to call in, they're going to do what? Transfer from the technical medical type of standard, and they're going to cut and paste and put that on the holistic level. So what you will find now is governments and things like that, they will start to fund all of these holistic measures, because they need to be able to still have control and still be able to be over the people in a certain way, because people are still looking for security. So especially if you're looking for like insurance and things like that, well, nowadays they have insurance that will cover a lot of these holistic healings. And I'm not knocking it. It's still good. It's still better than the old thing. But what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that we have to be aware in our awakening. In us being awake, we have to also be aware. And as I say awareness, that reminds me of really getting back into the earth. The earth chakra is about awareness. Awareness of the divinity that is already placed in you. And that's your soul's technology. Everything that you need, you got your soul technology up in here. The energy centers being the connection to your soul, that's the technology. That's the putting it in the keys, punching that's the computer. You are the computer. You're the computer board. So I say that so we understand. I was asked a question, well, how did the Kemetic people back then, and that's how I got the answer when I was asked that, and I was just like, okay, spirit, going into my DNA activation, going to the book of life within, how did they? And as I sat with it, I was about to say, I don't know, but spirit was like, whoop, 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 no, here you go, download. It's soul technology. That's the answer. How did they do it? How did our ancient ones do it back then? Is that they understood the technology of the soul. And they weren't even as evolved as where we are today, but they understood certain aspects. And of course you had it wasn't as much as how we understand it now. More people are more evolved. Back then, you had to be like a magi, or you had to be a high priest, or really like guru status, high level, for them to be the translator, to translate and transcribe how they understood the soul's technology, right? And even now, we still got to kind of be like that, because not many people, we have more access to it. Especially through means of just understanding chakras, energy centers, how they work, things like that. More people have access to it, but to be honest, very, very few have a deeper understanding. Me being one of them, I must say, I'm not going to sit here and play like I don't know. Me being one of them, and there's very few people who have that deeper understanding of the technology of the soul, meaning very few people have that PhD, basically. It's kind of like that. Like I have a doctorate, whatever the highest degree is. that they call the highest degree. It's like I have a doctorate. It's like a master of the master, where I really have mastered the mind in that way, the entire soul, and understanding the complexity of it. I'm not saying I know everything, because it's very complex, convoluted universe, and the universe is within us. We are the universe. So our very universal makeup is convoluted. So I'm not going to say I know everything, but I am definitely one of the ones who understand at a deepest level the mastering of the mind, truly mastering and getting into the consciousness and remembering, because that's the main thing. Be a part of the remembering, having soul synapses after soul synapses after soul synapses, after doing the deep soul exfoliating work, because that's how it gets unleashed to you. It's available to all of us. The thing is, not everybody is as invested in doing deep rooted shadow work, deep soul exfoliation, and really gutting out your soul, excavating, big time excavating out your soul, because it takes looking at the ugly. It takes looking at things that you're not willing. And I notice that. I'm looking around at people sometimes, and I'm like, what is the problem? Like, why is it so hard for you? And I have to just realize that everybody's not cut out for that, or have that self-discipline, and how hard it is to let go of things that they're used to, accustomed to, or have been a part of the fabric of their being for so long, that they stitch and have interwoven into their threefold being, which is the spirit, soul, and body, right? And the body being the vehicle. And although the soul is a driver of the vehicle, a lot of people have their vehicle telling their driver what to do. That's essentially what is happening. And the driver is hell bent on following the car, right? Completely neglecting spirit. They know that spirit is there, but they don't hold a loyalty to the obedience of spirit in that way, because then they won't be able to entertain their vehicle, right? And people want to entertain their vehicle. They're forgetting that the vehicle works for you. They're forgetting that the vehicle is I don't want to say your slave. It's not, but it works for you. I don't like that word, slave. I don't know why that word was coming up, but it works for you. The car is there to do for you. It is as I found myself saying earlier, it is the experience. It is the evidence. There we go. I knew it was an E word. It is the evidence, right, of what is going on inside here. And as I remember saying to someone earlier, we gotta, in our work, in what's happening in that window that we're in, we want to stop looking at the external in a certain way. Don't get so caught up on the external. Okay, it's the external. It has a part to play, but it's like it's important, but not really. It's important in the sense that it's evidence to you of what is really happening inside, in the soul. And so what you're doing in the soul is what will happen in your life, world, and affairs. Your body will keep the score, and I mean your entire life, world, and affairs keeps the score, and it plays it back to you. And so that evidence shows that up. Now that doesn't mean, as I was saying earlier, some people will have all the riches, the fame in the world, and that doesn't mean that they're doing their soul work, because they also know how to manipulate the flesh. So they know how to get what they want. But it is at a detriment. And I know I keep saying I gotta do these videos. I need to write a list of these videos that I need to expound on. But it is at a detriment of their soul, like soul stagnation. So they may have acquired all of these things, but if it's at through the manipulation of the flesh, and not true soul unfolding spiritual work, then it means nothing. I know it looks like everything here on the outside and with these two eyes, but it means nothing in here, and in their spirit, which is what they came for. So it's not to get caught up on these outside things. But I say all that to say that we have to be mindful because they know how to change. London Bridge is coming down and they are switching from one thing to the next. And so holistic is going to be the new medicine man. And this is why what I'm implying and what I am impressing upon us is to have the understanding that our soul's technology is the best medicine. Understand, overstand, and understand your soul's design. I hear a lot of people talk about the human design as well. I'm not knocking that either. But then, see, that's another thing for people to fall into and get caught up in. Oh, my human design says this, and my human. But what does that soul do? Yeah, your human design says that, and that may have some clues that help you, just like your natal chart, right? Compare your human design to your natal chart, right? Your natal chart is the best way to go, like natural way to go in helping you understand your human design, your personality makeup, what you have come here for and to do. Your north node tells you what your trajectory is, right? Your north node, south node, your sun sign, your moon sign, all of these, they're not just zodiac. It's not just for horoscope foreplay, whatever you want to call it, astrological foreplay. It's deeper than that. It's the cosmos that are guiding you. It's your guiding map to your soul's destiny. It's that deep. So even the human design has to be compared to your natal chart. Compare it to your natal chart and see what it says, so if you want to see how accurate it is, and not get too caught up in these things to be your solving matter. We still have to do the work in here. The soul's technology is in here, and we have to go in and do the technical work, right? And that's going to be your best outcome. So if you're getting holistic treatment, that is great. But if you don't tap into the soul's technology, then when you come out, you're going to end up falling back, and you're going to have to keep coming back, to these places. It's going to be, like I said, it's just going to be a reform of the medical field in a new way. It's like the more evolved aspect of the medical field, right? And so, as I said, the government is going to start to fund these people. This is what they're going to do. They're catching on, and there's these key phrases. They know the key phrases that these three groups that I mentioned, whether it's about money, living, or eating, they know, oh, okay, vegan, so they have certain words to catch the vegans. Their advertisements might sound, a bit similar. Like I said, they're all scripted. They have a script for each one, and they know that the vegans are moving away from using animal products, animal anything, so they'll use certain phrases like, not using animals, like it's the way to go. Let the animals be free. They're going to say all these little things that are subliminal messages to kind of hook you in and be like, and to make you feel like you can trust them. They want you to trust them. This is going to be their new form of control. So while you think that you are becoming free and coming out of the matrix, all you're doing is circling right back around into another aspect of the matrix. All they did was change it so that you don't notice it's the matrix for right now. For right now, because you're going to notice. But they want to get you hooked for right now, right? If it's money, they know that a lot of people are aware that the dollar don't mean nothing no more. So they have certain little scripts for that as well. Go get your cryptocurrency, or go get this, and this is backed by whatever it is, so that you can feel that this is the new way to go. Or this is the new, they're regulating this monetary, whatever it is. So they know what to tell you, because they know that you're no longer believing in fiat money, and they know that you're aware that fiat money is disappearing. Let me let y'all know something. The mere fact that the collective is aware that the fiat money is disappearing, that's why it's disappearing. Just you being aware. Okay, this is how much we play a part in these dynamics. This is how much we actually control as the world is changing. But you have to know, if not, you will be controlled, right? And it's the same thing with houses. They know certain words to put in for the houses. Oh, you want to live in an eco-friendly environment? They know a lot of people are now moving out of cities into um, certain areas that are non-city, the what is it, rural type areas, more country like, you know what I mean, more living off of the land. So then they have ways of you to still live their way off the land. They're going to be selling certain products and all of that so that you can still buy into them, because they know that people are still attached to the system in a certain way. So although you want to go off the grid, you don't want to go off the grid. So they provide that happy medium for you. Right? So I say all of that so we understand, overstand, and understand what's really happening. What's happening. Right? And these are all things that hit us in our lower chakras. It's something I've been talking about more. That I've never incorporated the earth chakra this much. And so I have to speak about it in this way, that we gotta tap back in and remember our abundance. It's really that simple. And when you do that, you will be reminded as well of your soul's technology. It's like, oh, I came here with that. I'm equipped with that. You go back into the earth and realize, and when I say go back, I mean get grounded. Get grounded with the earth. Do things that help you connect to the 2D consciousness as the earth. And that earth is going to bring you, get yourself involved in the awareness. And when you have the awareness, it removes you out of the densities of that are keeping you in a space of greed and feeling like, just going after the material things or identities, solar plexus, material things, the physical chakra, the root, or in relationships, the sacral chakra, right? So all of this is where we're going to be getting uppercut. This is where they're hitting us at. And I don't say this, obviously, y'all know I'm never about that fear mongering. It's to simply bring light to the situation. It's to expose it to the light and have us really, and to call you into your soul's technology. That's the main reason why I'm saying this, because all of this other stuff can be out there, but what are you doing in your soul's technology? Are you fine-tuning your soul? Right? This is why I do the workshop the way that I do. And I'm not saying this to advertise it either. It is simply to have you understand, overstand, and understand your technology. You are your physician. You are the best physician that you can have. The only thing is we have to be willing to look at the lessons that we're given, the challenges that we're given, and really go into the soul about it. Not in the way that you want to comfort you, in the most uncomfortable way. We got to be willing to, as I said to someone, you got to be willing to hurt your own feelings. That's what we got to be working on right now. As the eclipse is bringing all this stuff up, don't run from it. Sit with it, face it, and allow yourself to hurt your own feelings. Be hurt, because that's the vulnerability that we need to get to the humility. So when you do that, then you humbleize the ego, moving it out of the way so that intuition can flow for you. And that intuition is going to be the same inner guide. I was going to say interstellar view. And maybe that's what Spirit wants me to say. That intuition is going to be the interstellar view. For those of you who saw me talk about the interstellar view, that's in between the stars. Your starseed view, taking you back into the divinity of you in your higher self, right? That is aware. And it's going to give you that view of who you are, what needs to be done. You the medicine man. You got all the answers right there. Go to those who have the information. Let them help teach you, guide you, educate you in these holistic ways. And don't just take it as like a medicine. Like when you go, really learn it. If you're going to be doing these other avenues, learn it. Understand it. How to engage in it and integrate it into your soul. Like, I know it's an inter word. How to integrate it into your soul's awareness, and do your own studies and go to the book of life within you and see how to integrate that holistic living in you in some way, shape, or form, so that you can start tapping into the mechanics of your soul, into your soul's technology, and be able to go from there. So, clear my throat. As the cocks are crowing, it's time for me to go. It's like I'm gonna leave it right there. So get into your soul's technology, and with that, anyone who's watching this, if you made it this far, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare, leave emojis if you don't know what to say. What else? What else? Calendars. Don't forget the calendars. Also, the 3 people I'm still waiting on: Rhonda Calvin, I Am, and Stacy Holder. Please send in your information so I can send it to you. And get your calendars at a 5D corner near you. Remember, it's always in the description. So feel free to email. If you have any questions, you can do that as well. For those who were interested in the workshop, you can still join. So that's the same email, same information. Just step right up, tap in, tap it up. I was going to say tune in to tune up, but get definitely into your soul. Do that soul work and let your soul glow. Get it in. You got this. The abundance is in you. And it's oh so true. So with that, each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out. And be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.